Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Dave from DLLM Cactus. 2024 is almost done. So just wanted to kind of do a house tour, kind of walk through everything I have going on here. Wanted to start in the garage. This is my newest. So I have a 5x5 Viva Sun grow tent with a Mars Hydro TS3000 running. Circular fan, kind of giving it the air that it needs and vent it out. But show you what I have here. I have about 700 plants in here. Just keeping them a little warmer, making sure they get the light, keep them growing until the early spring. But have both of those Myrtillocalicium polyps grafted there. My Tephro variegated geometrizons, Tephro geometrizons. Nice little growth there. Got a new one coming out. Coreophantha elephantides, inermis. Have two growths coming out of there. They'll kind of drop those spines and then maybe get a couple new plants. Have the Cereus Forbici spiralis. Got most of them down here. And a nice little pocket there of Mammillaria gigantea and Hutzumpuclei on the left. Over the front here, that's Ambatensis on the bottom. And I always forget the name on the other. That's Alta Graciense on the four on the top there. It's our Mammillaria gomerais. That is going to be Steno erectocentris. Some different Trichocereus. That's from a fruit off my mother-in-law's yard. And then those are going to be Thalocactus Canenthius on those. Then I have the trike there, the PP cactus, Mammillaria purpura. It's going to be two of the new ones there. Those are Haniana. Get the sub on that one. Mendeliana. But those are starting to flower right now, so that's great. Have the Cochabianus there, Pherocactus herrera. These are the Pherostenos hybrids in the center. And then Glossicins, the Pherocactus inermis. Those three on the side there for Miles. Have the Karwinskianas in the back there in the front. And then Trichocereus, that's like a mixed seed package from Mesa Garden. Kind of get closer here on these. These are going to be Copiapoa maritimas. Getting really thick at the top now. Those kind of columnar cactus, that was a mixed seeds. They didn't have any label to them. Kind of look like Chichipe, but those all grew from the mixed seeds. I say like a year and 8 months on those. And then you have some Pherocactus in the center. Those are actually going to be Wislensnii ajoensis on those. These are going to be the Coreophantha Mays tabulacensis. Sorry for wobbling a little bit. Kind of hard to reach back there. Echinocereus in the middle with some saguaros and Karwinskianas in the back. I won't go through every name. I don't want to make the video 6 hours, but have some Thalos in there, Matudes. Two big ones in the center there. Those are all Pheroglossicins in the center, and then Pelosis X and the two big ones in the 2/3. Leuchtenbergia principis. Have most of the Astros, Super Cabutos in here. I did lose one that was back there. It's from overwatering. So I'm kind of being really careful. I'm letting things kind of tell me that they want to be watered while they're in here. Those are the Physauratus. A couple of them that got bit when I had that little rodent problem. So trying to keep them alive. Struggling a little bit, but hopefully they'll pull through. Got the Tephro geometrizons and the Molinensis right there, Tephro. Alexandria there, the Tephro. And then you got all the rainbow cactus up front here. Echinocereus rigidissimus rubrispinus. And then this one's kind of a mixed bag as well. These are all going to be Gymno Mahanavichii Stenognum Principus right there. It's going to be a saguaro right in front. And then these little guys are all Copiapola columna albas. That one as well right there. Slow growing. Echinocerius, Karwinskiana. It's a Cuprietta. So that's a Copiapoa as well. The black spines. It's going to be Crispatus on that one. The Steno. Gymnobarianum. A couple more Erectocentris there. That's going to be Copiapoa marginata. Another big one of those Stenognum. 2 Eulychina acetas. And then this guy is going to be a Myriostigma ornatum hybrid. So kind of a mixed bag there. The columna albas definitely grow slow, but I kind of came up with a new way to germinate them and kind of get them through the first 6 months. So I'll show you. I have a couple 9-month-old seedlings upstairs that are just like triple that size. So definitely learning. That's what we always do, is just try to learn and do it better. Those are Thalocactus matudes. These are all golden barrels on the side here. This one's going to be Acanthocalicium. Those are Kuhausii. On those, it's going to be saguaros right there, getting full. And then Steno Erectocentris right there. But these full ones, I'm trying to hold off for another 2 months. I'll see how it I don't want to hurt the majority of the plants, but I know I don't have the space to keep them under the right light until it gets warm out. So I'm going to try to leave them kind of tight together there. And then I will separate them, put them in smaller pots, and then kind of make it easier and have them in flats out in the backyard. You have a nice shade cloth out there and try to grow them in the heat. But yeah, this is first part of the video. It's going to be what I have going on in the garage and what's kind of down here growing. And then we will kind of walk upstairs to the second floor, and we'll see all the projects that I have going on with the seedlings. Oops. Before we go upstairs, I just wanted to mention this one. I kind of skipped over one flat. These are all Mazucerius hertlingianus. These are about 1.5 years old, growing really well. Love these plants too. They turn like an amazing blue color when they get the sun. So can't wait till these get older. Just didn't want to skip over that flat, and then we'll go upstairs. All right, we are in the second floor here in the Cactus loft. It's where I got a lot of my seedlings going on under grow lights, some things overwintering. But yeah, it's about 2 in the afternoon, so the sun's kind of going away from these. I have some smaller projects with seedlings going on up here. A couple of Enopleas, the Araganosa, which is really pretty, but you won't see a lot of these are kind of in the shade now. Got the monkey tails catching a little light. It's a Haworthia, believe Retusa. It's in flower right now, so really pretty on that. Don't have another Haworthia to kind of cross it with, so just letting it get some sun there. I have another one of my Haworthias here. The Obesa started to etolate. So just trying to get them a little more sun. They're starting to plump up a little bit here. So have some of these up by the front window. Definitely need to get them some water. They were out in the cold a little bit. Not a lot of sun, so brought them inside. Got some new grafts. Learned my lesson on the Ortego grafts. So not going to get these too much humidity. This one is the Perez de la Rosa Andersonii, crested, which is great. This one's going to be a Monstrose Cleistocactus Straussii. Then I got a Copiapoa cinerea graft. Beautiful black spines on that. And then I brought my Aztecium Valdezii inside here. Just didn't want it around any humidity in the greenhouse and the garage either. I was bottom watering a lot of the plants in the greenhouse down there, in the grow tent, I mean. And I got it a little humid in there, and the Ortegos got a rot through the aerial on the side, and I lost those plants. So didn't know that they were so humidity sensitive, but that's kind of the living and learning. So gonna try to pick up a couple more of those in the springtime from Miles. But these are a lot of those boxing glove choyas, some of my opuntias. Right there, the Goldie Rita. Have those as well, a trike, just kind of rooting. Same with here, the boxing glove. Like they root really good in vermiculite. So I'm just rooting them before I pot them up. Have same thing here, some variegated hernias. Moroccan mound. More hernias there, which I kind of love those lifesaver plants. Been propagating a lot of them. But different seed projects there. Kind of down front here. This one's going to be that Cooperi, Haworthia, Asteria, right there. Kiko Asteria. This is I believe a Rebutia that I got as a free gift from Planta Seca on Palm Street. Right there, the Castellanea. This is a seeds needs. I did like a mixed seed packet. Looked like a Chichipe when it was growing, but I've been growing that for about a year and a half from seed. Fairy Castle, I don't want to call it Fairy Tale. Fairy Castle, Cactus, and then I have a variegated one as well. So I'm going to be propagating off of that, kind of as a mother plant. But going to start the Fairy Tale propagations probably in the next month and a half so I can get them outside. Got the booby, the Geometras on. Then a little baby Mexican fence post. This is that package from the 1,000 subscribers. I still have everything. I'm kind of growing them out now. I'm on to my 6th winner. The other 5 were all international, which I paid out a gift card to the top international through Amazon, but I'm still looking for that person from the US. So I'm getting through the contacts slowly. It usually takes people about a week to get back to me. They've all said international, but as soon as I find that US winner, I'm going to send these out. Probably going to send them out around February now. I'll take care of them until it gets a little warmer. I don't want to send them in the winter. But if you win a contest, you win a contest. So I'm going to slowly go through it, make sure the right person wins. But I'll definitely keep my word and get those plants out. These are going to be some Grusani brevispinus, Leuchtenbergias, Sarstenos crispatus, and then all these in the center. They're all going to be Pherocactus acanthodes, Eastwoodii. So I have a bunch of those going right now. And then these are all going to be Copiapoa Bridgesii, which are really neat. I have a couple of bigger ones on the side. These are going to be Echinocactus ingens, and then Echinocactus texensis on the back side there. Then kind of working our way through here. These are going to be the Pherocactus acanthodes. They live out here in the Mojave Desert, so really cool. Some Myrtillo cactus. These are going to be Copiapoa humilis along the side there. Some Macromeris coreophantha. Different types of gymnos. I believe this one's Saglione. Little baby guys there. Kind of working through theirs. Humilis. Some Spinosissima. Right there on Pico. These are Mammillaria lloydii. Just a random Copiapoa from a mixed seed, so don't really know what it is, but interested. Tilicarense gymnocalycium in the middle, and then some off the Trichocereus from the back. And then those are all Pasillagriana validas, coreophanthas in the back there. And then these 8 are going to be Myriostigma ornatum hybrids. These are some Azocarius, Herlingianus, some of those torch cactus right there, some trikes. These are little gymnos too. Spegazzini, Punalense. Wow, those are going to be tough to label. I think these are going to be the Lembeckii. Yeah, Lembeckii magnificas, Copiapoas. Then these are going to be Copiapoa Coquimbana, I believe. Yep, just straight Coquimbanas. Pretty Copiapoas there. It's going to be Echinocerius lloydii. And then this whole container, they're really neat. They are going to be Echinocactus grandis. So I have a lot of those that I need to kind of separate. Those are going to be some Myriostigma ornatum hybrids. Obesa hybrid, another fairy castle. Why do I say fairy tale? These are all Myriostigmas. The right column there is going to be the Myriostigma ornatums, Tulesne, and then Myriostigmum straight on the left. Whole pot here of Peruvianus monstros. So some come out really monstrous, and then some kind of have that normal look to them. One of my favorite seeds to grow, though. They're so diverse. So I just grabbed another 500 seeds of those. These are from seed, the Cleistostrausii, Umpico, and then some Astrophytum Capricorn Niveum. Got the rainbows here. Those Ruberspinus. And then have some columnar Myriostigmas, Principis right there. Those are going to be Euphorbia obesa seedlings from my plants. And then these two are going to be Tephrogeometrizons. So those are great. Got a couple of those to work. Sorry, hard to reach. And then these are all Echinocactus grusani brevispinus. Those are going to be the Copiapoa bridgesii. That's going to be a couple of bigger Pherocactus eastwoodii. The white spines there, longer, are Grusani albas. And then some Stenocactus crispatus on the back there. But that'll kind of cover these, and then we'll look on the table. To the table here, these are going to be Geometrizon crests, so the elite crests, which are growing really good. They actually like it right here, kind of off to the side of the lights. Euphorbia nuctii, it's getting tall. Has like that nice kind of base right down there. This is a Thalocactus, a 4-inch that I picked up from East Austin, from Palm Street. It was kind of a throw-in on some of the other like Cinerea graft. I got this for like $4 with no charge on the shipping, so I had to grab it. Some more of the Myrtillo crests. That's that really burnt piece of totem that I had, but it's good. It's so rooted in there now, I can lift that whole pot up. And then this is going to be Hernia zebrina, the lifesaver plant. I just noticed two right down there. One of the flowers is starting, so it's starting to bloom again. But I've propagated a lot off of that, and it's just coming right back. So these are 3 propagations. I have a Hernia zebrina variegated. So I propagated 3 of those off. Those are all well rooted. And then this, I tried to save a little Dealbata seedling I had that was kind of rotting from the bottom. So then I grafted it to a San Pedro seedling. Don't know if it's going to work, but I tried. Didn't want to just let it go. These are going to be Myrtillo Geometrizon seedlings, growing those from seed. And then also some Trichocereus pachanoi. Have a little fungal stuff on the side, so have to spray probably a little more than I do. Some cool Super Kabutos, V-types there. And then 5 of the Astrophytum, Asterias variegated. Got a cool Kiko Astrophytum right there. It's a bigger, this is a 4-inch Baldianum Gymno. And these are going to be Hernia Bronx Cheer from Miles. It's going to be a Hernia procumbens crested, so trying to get that to grow. And then these are all Zebrinas hernias. These are all well rooted, potted up. And then this one got a new one. This is a crested, it's actually a chimera. So it's a Aztecium Cereus forbici chimera. So I had to, just to kind of see it and see how it grows, grab that one. This is a crested obesa euphorbia. Super cool, smaller plant, but I'm definitely trying to work with it. This is a Hernia keniensis, growing really good now too. A lot of offsets coming off of it. This is that Monstrose Mammillaria elongata, which you'll see when I kind of show you some more of them. I propagated those really good. This one's going to be that rickrack cactus. And then some of the nice Gymno Mahanovich variegated. I have 8 of those there, really well rooted. Super pretty. Can't wait till those start offsetting. Then I have a lot of Asterias variegated. A little thinner. Definitely trying to get them plumped up, but they were in the cold in the shipping, so working on those. It's going to be one of those transformers right there, Gymno. And now that I kind of went through this table, I'll clear this off, and then I can put some of the other stuff that's below and on that, so I can kind of show you what else I got going on over here. Just a lot of stuff. All right, I kind of cleared that off. Wanted to kind of speak to it too, because I do run the Mars Hydros on here. These are going to be the TS 2000s. So I have 2 of those. And then I do the Chill LED. So I definitely invested in lights. I mean, when I first started this 2 years ago, like started growing from seed, it's been about 2 years exactly. I was just using the Barina lights, and it worked. Like, I mean, the seedlings germinated, but they really etiolated, had a lot of, like, you know, plants that just didn't look right. And somebody commented, and I definitely took lighting a lot more serious. But I've used the Barina to my advantage on a couple of things, and it's one of the main ways that I start new seedlings now. So I do it in the Barinas for like the first 3 months, and then transfer them to larger lights, to stronger lights. But this is kind of an example of, I'll pull this down and I'll show you what happened when I had the wrong lights on them. And then I'll show you kind of another example of use it to my advantage. Now this one now these are about 1.5 to 2 years old. And I have some Pharaoh cactus in there, some Copiopoas, and I had also some Ornatum, Myriostigma, and Saguaros. I did have this crazy little plant, that Mother of Millions, Kalanchoe. So I put one of them in here to see if it liked the humidity. And I mean, it grew them through the dome. So I'll kind of take it off and show you. But this is when the cactus get not enough light, like they will grow like this. And these were already like that. So I'm just kind of doing my research if I should just cut them at the top and then just, you know, root them for myself for like flowering purposes. The saguaros I think will be okay right there. The Pharaoh cactus actually look really good. Some of them got a little bit etiolated, but I mean, they're all throughout here. This thing is like a jungle. But some of the Pharaoh cactus look really, really good in the lower light. The Copiopoas, they definitely etiolated some. That's, I think, a Mace Coreophantha right there. But yeah, the Myriostigma is definitely etiolated too far. Same with the ornatum, the astrophytum. They definitely need more light. But this was kind of in the beginning when I didn't really know exactly what I was doing. But this is what will happen if you don't have the right light on them. So kind of an example, some to still work with. I got to go through this. These mother of millions, if you don't have the time to kind of, they grow like weeds. So I mean, that's literally like growing it out of the, whatchamacallit, it's got that humidity dome almost coming off. And then there's other times where I use it to my advantage. These are some taller mammillarias. Definitely not enough light, so need to get those out of there. But I was having problem with too much light on the retusis, and now with the smaller light and a little bit more humidity, the Areocarpus are coming back. Same with this Trichocereus. They're definitely starting to come back. So I used the lower light. Those are rainbows. And then I had some gymnos that were just really struggling. Let's see here. These are Hosei, but now they actually look really good in the lower light, and then I can move them out. But I had to increase the humidity on some of these plants, like the retusis, and then get them less light to have them grow. This mammillaria is just growing like a weed, so I'm gonna have to take care of that. But just examples of what you don't want to have happen, and then you can actually use the light to your advantage. So a couple of different ways there, and then we'll go through some of the other plants now. All right, these were below the table here. Those are some of those mother of millions, Kalanchoes. It's another astrophytum right there. Oebo had that little like rust on it, so I actually moved it away from the other astrophytum, just kind of monitoring it. These are some aloes that I grew from seed, Aloe pelegria. And then another one that I grew from seed. That one's going to be the Plicatillus. Had a little sun damage outside, but it's growing good now, so I just moved it inside. Variegated Gasteria, and was just kind of playing around with some of the variegated string of pearls. This one's going to be Haworthia truncata. Really, really pretty. Got to get you a little bit more light there. And then on to these. These are going to be variegated Ferrocactus. On these was Lesnian. So those are all variegated. Have this one variegated Peruvianus right there, Monstros. It's going to be T-Rexes. I believe T-Lux on that one, T-Rex here. On the Gymnos. A couple of nice amount of each variegated as well. That's the Anoplea, not to be confused with the Anopla. That's going to be another transformer on the Gymno, and then a kind of a Nermis crest right there. It's a full pattern Gymno with pups all over it. Propagate that eventually, and a couple more Gymno variegated. So definitely going to work on the Gymnos in the summer, just trying to get them rooted and healthy right now. It's a variegated bear paw. And then a couple of the cuttings from my Inermis articulatus outside. That's going to be from a Gracilis. These three are going to be Ferrocactus. I believe that's Wisleснii aogenensis. Some of the dragon bone euphorbias there. And these are all Peruvianus cereus. And on the back side, those are going to be some cuttings from that Monstros mother plant there that I had. The elongata mammillaria. I put like 3 cuttings in each one, and they're growing really good. Then a little crusted Bolivia cereus there. And then these got really beat up. These are Anopla euphorbias, got beat up in the heat. So they got hit in my greenhouse really hard. I just didn't give up on them, kind of moved them into the lights here, kind of shaded, but some light. And they are sprouting new growth like crazy on both of them. So just going to wait till those get a little bit bigger and then try to propagate some of those off and make them look nicer. But just don't give up on plants right away. You can always kind of fight through it. And then I'll move this table out so we can kind of get to the other seedlings and show you what I have all started. All right, I kind of moved the table out, and then I'll show you what I have working on here. So these are all going to be Gymno lubricense in the front here, all individually potted, grew really well. And then these back 20 are going to be Copiapoa, Coquimbata, Diminuta. So really nice Copiapoas back there, growing really well. And then this, I removed the humidity dome. This is going to be when I kind of started those 1,000 seeds. This is I have these all left in the humidity dome. I had to move some of them out to kind of get some more light. But yeah, these have been in there just over 4 months. And these 3 all up the top here are new rainbow cactus, Echinocereus, Rigidissimus, rubrispinus. These are really cool. These are going to be Gymno damsii. This is from my mother plant in the backyard. So love how those are growing. The maize tablacensis here in the middle didn't do as well as I'd like. I think they could have did a little bit better, but other ones did really good. That's from the 20-year-old trike outside. These are going to be the trumpet cactus from outside, and then the big echinopsis. That real big favorite plant of mine, so loving all those little babies there. And then these are going to be Echinocereus pectinatus on both of them, growing really good. These need to get a little bit more water, but these are going to be Micromeris epilantha from the mother plant outside. So these are all home plants. This one right here is the 20-year-old trike, so that's another home plant. Then these are from seeds I bought from Mesa, Thalocactus hexadrophorus on those 2. These are all 3 going to be Stenocereus thurberi. So those are Arizona organ pipes, growing really well. These are going to be the Madacana Madisoni arum. Those growing really good. And then these are going to be Pherocactus acanthodes. So those are going to be nice ones from right here in Nevada. So those are mother plant ones that are right outside. So super cool. Those have all been, they did the first 3 months under the Barinas on the top shelf. And then they've done the last month and 2 weeks under the Myers Hydro TS2000. So getting more light now, no etolation problems, just really healthy seedlings. These are going to be some seedlings from the googly eyes, that variegated Echinopsis outside. These are all home plants. These are home Melocactus montanzanas. And then these are a couple of Copiapoas, Calderanas, growing slowly, a little bit smaller. Then we'll kind of scoot to the front here. These are some Hypogea Copiapoas, a little etiolated. These are going to be Bridgesii. These are some Pherocactus chrysacanthus. And then these are what I was going to kind of show you. I've just kind of evolved a little bit on the Copiapoa columna albas. So I'll put one from up here. This is when I started 2 years ago. It looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I love it. This is almost 2 years old. That's a Copiapoa cinerea columna alba. So that's 2 years. This right here that I'll put next to it is the new way that I grow the seedlings. These are 2 columna albas that are 9.5 months old. So the difference in the soil, the lights, the humidity that I give them when they're young, I'm just trying to work out kind of that perfect way to grow them. but I'm definitely, these are all columnar albas. So these are all 9-month. So these are 9-month versus the 2-year. So I just feel like I'm learning how to grow them a lot better. So those are columnar albas. Those are columnar albas. I believe these are columnar albas, which I love this one. He basically doesn't have any spines, so I would love it if he stayed inermis. These are columnar albas. Great black spines on those. These are cuprietas, also 9 months. And then this one's a 9-month-old Hazeltoniana gigantea, which I love this one in the back. I don't know if you guys see what's going on there, but it went monstrous. So right here, I'll just tap on it so it zooms in. It's got 3 heads coming off of it already. So it's going monstrous, so I really want to keep an eye on that one. I definitely want that one to grow. And then these are Hazeltoniana, I believe. It's a certain subspecies, Eremophila Hazeltonianas. This one is an Obesa hybrid that I had from my own plant. I had that one with the Anoplia, the Tanzanian zipper. These are all Dealbatas. So these are Dealbatas at 10 months. And that's what I'm saying. Just the size of them compared now with how I grow them to what they were. I feel like I have a kind of a hold on it. So trying to grow a lot more of the columnar albas and Dealbatas. All right, moving over here. These are some cuttings from Fairy Castle. Just working on those, working on the lighting. Some etiolated micromeris, just trying to get them more light now. See if I can get those going. Ow. This I had a seed pod addensa spina from outside mammillaria. So these are 10 months old, and I put too many seeds in the one pot, so that's my own issue to deal with. These are Echinocerius, Rusanthus, various canis, some Carwinskianas. I won't go through all. These are a couple of Eulychina acetas. These are going to be Acanthodes, Eastwoodii. That's going to be a Glossocin and a Carwinskiana. These are some Phthalo bicolor. These are going to be Echinocerius. Then I have a whole flat of Umpico. I don't know if you see this one. Try not to get stabbed. In the center there, that one's crested. So that one will be kind of cool. These are some Coreophantha maiz tublacensis and some Gymnostonogonums. Mammillaria, those are Nejapensis on those 7. Have some Echinocerius Ficii rectambachii. A couple more of the cuttings from the Elongata monstros, and then these are all hernia cuttings. They're going to do new plants. That one's a seed-grown Quamillo. Just getting too big for in here. I'm going to move him out. Then these are Echinocerius subinermis ochotorensis. These are Palidas, Coreophanthas. Have all my, these are Umpicos again. And then my Super Kabuto seedlings are all down the side here. These are all from home plants as well. So a little tricky to grow on those two. So just learning. Go to the back here. There's a Montanzanos mellow cactus. These are going to be Lobivia aurea. Love that front one, that clump. These are going to be some Astrophytum myriostigma. Have a tristatum in the front there. These are going to be Copiapoa dimianatas. Some Steno erectocentris. Going to be a little Escobaria minima. Copiapoa hazeltoniana. This one's going to be a turbo Jill Stefania. That's a tough one to butcher there. Some Trichocereus Bridges Eye. Have to kind of repot those. Myriostigma there. These are all Turbinocarpus Jezebels. These are a couple of the bigger Echinocereus subinermis. So those are larger ones of the subinermis there. These are Echinopsis oberponda. These are Nodocactus magnifica. And then these are different mammillarias. I just had a seed pod right there from Lowe's. I don't know what they are, but mammillarias. And then these are going to be some more like premium seeds. These are going to be like Copiapoa mixed. Here, this one is going to be Copiapoa hazeltoniana up front. These are Gymnomarquesii. Really pretty. These, I think, are just Hanianas from my front yard. Got to kind of move those around. These are going to be Horridispina copiapoas. These are Obregonia denegriis. Some Unpicos. Then we'll start getting into the Cinerias. These are 6 months old on the Cinerias. These are Hazeltoniana giganteas. Let's see what these are. Cinerias. Little damage on that guy, but we'll keep them in there. These are a little tougher. Serpenta saccata. These are Lophophora freetii. Doing good there. These are Columna albas. 6 month old, so they're about to get bigger. Got to get this one some water. These are Cinerias Columna albas as well. Great spines. Look at how nice and black these Cinerias are coming in as babies. Those are going to be Cinerias as well. This one's going to be a Cineria minicarpa. Only got 1 of the 10 to go on that one, so This was a 10-pack of Cinerias that came with extra seeds, and I think I got 13 Cinerias off of that one. Cineria hazeltoniana. These are some Desertatum. And then these are Duras, which are super cool Copiapoas. And this one, Echinodes, Copiapoa, long black spines, Desertatum. These back ones are Coryphantha carnifera. And then these are some Myriostigma ornatum globicans. And last one's back there, Coryphantha greenwoodii. These are a couple of the older ones too. I have some retusis growing here, Areocarpus, some Stenogonum Mihanovicii, Gymnos. These are going to be Euphorbia obesas from seed of my mother plant, my home plants. These are some Echinocactus ingens. And then I lost the labels is when I was just starting to grow. These are Copiapoas, all of them. I think the taller ones are Waganekii. And then the other ones are Calderana or Maritimas. Some of those random seeds from the trike packet there. These are Micromeris on the side right there, and a couple Baldianums. Echinocereus in the back. And then these are more of those Copiapoas that are unmarked. So I'll just mark them as Copiapoa seeds. These are Bridgesii. Those are Niveum, Capricorns. And then these Thelocactuses got hit with too much sun. Just kind of recovering them off to the side. These are some Myriostigma tulescens. It's getting hit with too much sun. This is a crested myrtillo cutting. And then some Thalomatudes, babies. And then a nice little Tephrogeometrazon. Fully rooted, just kind of keeping them off to the side. But yeah, just other plants that I'm kind of keeping out of direct, just watering them. A couple of grafts on the Nodo crested and the Blossfeldii. And then these are some lower light seedlings that I was having recover, like I kind of told you. That's where I have a lot of the Cochabianus, Ariocarpus, right down here, Arios, Cochabianus, some Gymnos as well. So these are kind of recovery seedlings. And then I have to take these Marxiana fruit out of my 2 Marxianas here so I can do seeds on those. But yeah, I'll take you down kind of into the kitchen and show you. This was my big batch from 6 months to a year and a half ago. And then I'll show you the whole batch of seeds that I have to start this year. But a lot of projects, a lot of stuff going on. Just kind of wanted to give you a full update. All right, we are in the backyard now, what I call Project Central. Still a ton of things to do, but weather's really good. This is almost Christmas week, and we're sitting at 68 during the day, low 40s at night. But these are the big Geometrazons, Myrtillo cactus, cuttings from my mother-in-law's yard. So I still have a lot of work to do with these, letting them callus over. I think it's been almost about 2 weeks now. Big marginatas, the fence post, Pacanoids. Those are going to be the San Pedros. Some smaller Myrtillos, still about 2 feet. Oreosarius, Celsianus. Got one of the bases of the Myrtillos there. Little baby growing off. Really cute, but have some more big Myrtillos. So a lot of work to do potting those up, kind of getting some in the ground. Have some other cactus that I've left out of the greenhouse. Myrtillos seem to handle the winter here. They kind of shrink a little bit, but they thicken up. That's that boxing glove cholla as well. Just trying to give that aloe a little bit more sun because it was looking a little funky. Got the trumpet cactus. The quimillos do well in the winter. That's fine. Trike is doing well. And then this is that false octilio. It's definitely starting to lose some of its foliage, but it handled the winter last year too, so I don't think it'll have an issue. It's one of that new Opuntia that I have. Forget the name of it. Solpaceta? Let me look real quick. Without getting Sulfuria. So that one's Opuntias don't really have an issue out here. Got some more of those ghost aloes, brevifolia out, just catching some sun. Haven't messed around and put too much stuff out in the sun, but it's just so nice today. It's almost 70. Got my big Echinopsis. It handles the winter. It's done 3 already. Pedro as well. It's doing really well. I might move it if it gets really cold, but most of the other stuff here has went through the whole winter. Totem pole. The Myrtillos, kind of usual suspects over here. The ghost aloe, the cubic on the agave, black and blue, creme spike, creme brulee, just little kalanchoe, Victoria, right there, Ferdinand there, Victoria up top, golden barrel, and then that quad color agave. Everything else is kind of staying out. This is a big Terschekii that we took out of my mother-in-law's yard too. It's fully rooted, tons of roots down there, just kind of letting it dry out, and then I'll get that one kind of potted up with some dirt. Got the Clystos along the way there, agave, just a lot of different projects. This one, she just brought this over. She cut one of the trikes off and put it in a garbage bag and dropped it off to me. So she's always bringing me plants. But yeah, it was mid-60s all week. So I didn't water any of this in like almost 4 weeks. And then I just kind of sprayed everything in the greenhouse too, just because it was just getting a little too warm. So everything's as is, as it normally is. And then I just, yeah, closed the door, and I try not to. Last year, I didn't water at all. I mean, it was almost 2.5 months I didn't water. I did do it this time just because we're in those mid 60s and don't want to have any like root damage if they're struggling. These are all kind of deflated. The Tephros, Articulatus enormis, and this Opuntia is definitely deflated, but I'm not going to worry. They usually bounce back right in spring. So those are the only two plants that are really like struggling a little bit. Everything else is as is, par for the course. The Forbici spiralis has actually been doing really well. That's in a gallon pot too. So temperature isn't phasing any of these guys yet, and we were down in the low 30s for a good 2 weeks. But yeah, just kind of letting everything go. Only thing that etiolated a little bit, the Perez de la Rosa was starting to grow a little bit, but I'll watch that. If anything starts to etiolate or looks like it's having a big issue, I'll just pull it inside and try to work with it. But I think I lost one plant last year out of like 400, so I think I'm just going to do the same thing and then just ramp up for spring. But everything's looking good. These are still leaving flowering too, the Decipians. They've been growing like crazy. They like actually the cold weather. They're in a good spot. But yeah, we'll keep it as is. Just kind of shut the door. Not forget about them. I'll come check on them every once in a while. Grab the little fruits that I can to get the seeds or whatnot. But then, yeah, just kind of monitor them for the next 2 months. Not too much water, hardly any water at all, I don't believe, in the next 2 months. And then I'll come back out in spring and we'll hit it hard with these guys. But then I'll kind of show you what's inside. I have some seed projects that are coming up here as well. All right, and then for the last part of the video, this is kind of what I have on the horizon. For those of you that think I have too many plants, I probably agree with you. I have too much going on right now, but I plan on opening an Etsy account here and selling plants here in about 3 months. So that was the whole purpose, was to kind of build an online nursery. So with online nurseries, any nursery, you have to have the next generation started over and over and over again. So this is kind of the next one. This is seeds from Cactus store. I have a whole list here. You can kind of see what's I'm going to be sowing here in the next like 2-3 weeks. Got the Zeracerius, Hertlingianus again. Those grow great. A lot of Echinocactus and Echinocerius. Different Ferrocactus. I'm going to try Lattice spinus now too, kind of bigger spines. The Mahanavichii stenognum. Some Myrtillos for grafts. I'm going to try the Strombo disconformis. A little bit harder to grow, but trying to learn those. Love these Monstros Peruvianas. And then I have some agave seeds coming. Black Widow and Victoria agave. And then trying to see if I can do some Pachypodiums as well, those Madagascar palms. And then had some more kind of premium right there from Mesa. Always kind of have some more stuff coming from them. But yeah, these Cinerea, Columna albas, Mammillarias, a lot of different Mammillarias to kind of go through. Then have another box. I know that I got some more Dealbatas in here. These are all from Mesa. Cinereas, Cinerea columna albas, Cinerea columna albas from a different part of Chile. Glandula cactus, some Gymnovateris. Got 100 pack of those. Those are super cool, like single spine. These are Copiapoa cinerea. Super cool on this one. I think it's going to be a great one. Copiapoa Cineraria, so a Deobata mother and a Cineraria father. Only could get 10 of those. Those sold out like immediately. Another 10 pack of Lophophora Freechii. Probably the hardest copia boa to grow for me, the longest Aminia. So going to try that again, but be really careful with those. Copiapoa Esmeraldana. Then 100 pack of Pectinatus Echinocerius. Some more of that Copiapoa Echinoids Cuprietas. Pack of Deobatas. So you can see I definitely hit up. This isn't one from one order. I mean, Mesa doesn't let you get like multiples of Cineraria. So this was checking their website every Saturday morning because they usually do their seed updates on Saturday mornings, and then getting all the premium ones that I can because I love growing from Mesa. I know they're legit. And then I have my little catalog of all my home seeds from all my flowers, from my cactus. Then I had some more from Cactus Store, some Candidas and different Pharaohs. So yeah, I would say a good 3,000 plants that I can try to get started. But yeah, that's for the next generation. End of the year. Just thought I'd show you everything that's going on. I know it was kind of long-winded and that, but just want to kind of give insight to what's all happening, and then we can kind of update throughout the spring. I'm looking forward to the warmer weather already. Got a lot of plans outside. So, yep. Hope everybody has a great holidays, and then pizza's done in the oven, as you can hear. Great holidays, and then we'll see you in 2025.